So about Joy Boy. Joy Boy has been talked about for as long as I can remember. I can't even remember when he was first introduced. He just feels like he has been part of the story for a really long time. I think it was Fishman Island when he was first mentioned. So for basically half of the series, Joy Boy has been around. And for as long as we have known him, we know very little about him. Nothing at all about him actually. All we know so far is that he is called Joy Boy and that he lived during the Void Century. So he's definitely an important character. We don't know exactly in what way, but he is connected to the final stages of the story, and by the looks of it, Luffy will be the one to inherit his will. But what exactly that means is what I wanted to talk about in this video, about what exactly Joy Boy is, and what the meaning of his character is. Before that though, like and subscribe for future content. Alright, so when we first learned about Joy Boy, we thought that it was a person, as in like a person who was named Joy Boy, that did some crazy stuff back in the Void Century. I mean, Joy Boy is probably not his real name. His real name is probably something else, and Joy Boy is just like a title people gave him back then, like how Roger was given the title King of the Pirates. That is probably what will draw the connection between Luffy and Joy Boy, that it turns out that he's actually part of the D clan, sharing their fate together or something like that. I don't think Joy Boy is blood related to Luffy or anything like that, by the way. The D clan isn't really a blood related thing. I talked about this already in a previous video, but the D clan is more of you inheriting a will. I don't think if you're born from a D clan member, that automatically makes you one as well. It might raise your chances, sure, because a person might gain the mindset of a D clan member from their parents, but I doubt it is a blood thing, unless they are all distantly related to each other, like really distantly related, because there are even giant D clan members. If it is a blood related thing, it is probably to a point that it doesn't really account for it. Garp Dragon and Luffy are just a really rare occurrence, where they have 3 D clan members back to back to back. But yeah, I'm betting on Joy Boy being a D clan member, unless Joy Boy is really his name and not a title, but I doubt it is. I can imagine Oda naming a character like that, but it's probably not gonna happen. But yeah, another thing is that Joy Boy not be a thing meant for a single person. I kind of already hinted at it talking about the title thing, but it might not end up being something meant for a single person. It could just be the name that symbolizes something, like how the titles people have now are not meant to symbolize specific people. Only nicknames like Pirate Hunter Zoro or Straw Hat Luffy. Joy Boy could have been the symbol of, I'm guessing, the Will of D back then. This is a spoiler, so skip a few seconds if you don't want to hear this. But Kaido kind of hinted at this too in the manga, where after he knocked down Luffy for the first time, when they fought at the roof of the castle, he said something along the lines of, I guess you couldn't be the next Joy Boy either, which might also kind of hint at Kaido being a Will of D member as well. We don't know Kaido's full name yet, so it could definitely happen. I doubt Kaido's name is just Kaido. We don't know Kaido's origins yet, so even he might know that he's a D clan member, or not have known until he got older and decided to try and find out about his past, since I'm guessing he got picked up by Rocks when he was a kid, since he was on the Rocks crew at a pretty young age. Actually, it could be that he tried to become a D clan member because of Rocks, or Rocks tried to turn him into one, because it is never stated that the D clan is something decided at birth. It isn't like Conquerors where you just have it or you don't. Maybe it could be possible for someone who isn't a D clan member to become one later down the line, if they are exposed to it enough, which could be possible for Kaido, since he was on the Rocks crew for a while. That might be the end goal for all D clan members. Maybe they're not conscious of it, but it could be that the end game for them is to try and become the next Joy Boy, kind of like the Ackerman family in Attack on Titan, where they subconsciously want to protect the founding Titan. It's just natural instinct for them. And for the D clan, that manifests in different ways. For Luffy, that means becoming king of the pirates, but for like Roxanne taking over the world, not all D clan members end up going down that path though. Some end up diverting from it, like Ace for example. He set out to same as Luffy to be a great pirate, but he ended up wanting to work for Whitebeard, which is where his path to be Joy Boy ended. It's just a number game, until eventually one of the D clan members are able to become the next Joy Boy, which is probably why it has been so long until there has been another one to come up. Basically, Joy Boy is the pinnacle of what the Will of D members wish to achieve. That is basically all I had to say though. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe for future content. Peace.